Hello guys, welcome back to my podcast. It's the Real Conversations podcast, and today I have a guest with me, and it is Alex. Oh my gosh, so she has been one of my best friends ever. Like, I cannot stress out enough. Like, she has been with me like through it all. Like, oh my god, we have just grown up together. So we started playing club volleyball together in like 4th grade, I think, or 3rd grade, I think. But anyways, I'm gonna let her introduce herself because I think I should do that. I don't really know what to say. No, just like say, hey, I'm Alex. And
I'm Alex. I'm in the grade above Veronica.
Yeah.
Even though we're about the same age.
Yeah.
And the same height. We're very tall.
Yes, we are very tall.
Yeah. We've just known each other since we were very little. Grew up together. Yeah. Our families are very similar. Both of our moms are from Colombia, so we have very similar cultural households.
Oh
yeah.
my gosh, I forgot to say that. We've grown up together.
Yeah.
We've known each other since we were
very
babies.
little. And it's strange because both of us have a brother and a sister.
I know.
And we're both the oldest.
We are.
And we both have tall parents.
Isn't that
and
crazy?
A white dad and a Colombian mom.
That is so funny. Wow. Yeah. I never thought about it. Mm-hmm. Alex, we are the same person.
This is weird to hear myself talk.
I know it is. So, like, we have these headphones on, and it just, like, because we have to wear you can see it right now, like, what? Anyways, so, we were just deciding what we wanted to do the podcast on, and we're going to do it about growing up, high school, and relationships. Mm-hmm. So that's going to be, like, the overall focus and topic of this podcast. And the reason I haven't done one in so long was because I was, like, getting my mic situated because I didn't have one for a couple weeks. And then I also really wanted to, like, be in the right headspace because it's been, like, a hard couple weeks. But anyways, let's, like, start it off and talk about high school. Go ahead, Alex.
Okay, well, the first thing I would say about high school is that there's a really false expectation around popularity. And I feel like some people expect high school to be like in the movies, how everyone has like certain groups, and where that's necessarily true is like it's true. Like we all have our own friend groups and our own kind of things. Like some people are into athletics or band or choir or acting or whatever, theater.
Yeah. But
I definitely think that there's a false stereotype around high school, and that not everyone is as inclusive. And I feel like this depends on each school. But for the school I go to, I feel like going into high school, I was very scared that everyone wouldn't be inclusive. But I feel like junior year has taught me a lot. And that as you grow up in high school, everyone becomes a lot more, I guess, I don't know how to word it. Everyone becomes a lot more accepting. And doesn't care about the little things that you would care about in middle school.
And yeah, I feel that too. I feel like because we both grew up in different schools. Mm-hmm. You grew up in like in a smaller school, mm-hmm. and then I grew up in a bigger district where I didn't know as many people. And then I do feel like as you grow up, everyone's like more accepting, and mm-hmm. it's not like the movies at all.
But I definitely think that once you're a junior, or like I'm gonna be a senior this year, I definitely think that everyone's just matured. And they don't really care about the little things that you would think they would care about. Yeah. And the things that you think someone else cares about, they don't really care about. They're just worried about themselves just like you are, so.
Yeah, because we all have, like, our own lives. We're all leading a different
mm-hmm.
life. We're all thinking about the future, trying to plan, like, where we're going to go to college or if we're not going to go to college. And it's just, like, who has time to worry about somebody else? Unless you really don't have a life. Like,
yeah.
Some people don't. And
mm-hmm. And I find the people that don't are the people that actually are the worst to other people.
Yeah.
They have nothing else to do with their time.
Exactly, and that's so bad. Like, don't strive to be like that, guys.
No. When people don't find enough self-worth in themselves, they put it onto other people.
Exactly. I like that. You did such a good job at explaining that. Oh my gosh. Okay, so what is your favorite part of high school, you would say?
It sounds strange, but I guess, I mean, it could be a negative thing also, but everyone changes. And it's kind of cool because I've grown up with the same people all the way from kindergarten, and we're about to be seniors in high school. That's 12 years that I've spent with the same people. So it's cool to see how everyone changes, how they've matured, like what they're getting into, how they've changed physically, mentally, what classes they're taking. I would say it's nice to go to school and be around people that you feel so comfortable with and that everyone knows everyone. And it's nice. I know when you get to college, it's not like that, but you don't feel like you're at home when you're with a family. But once you spend 8 hours a day with these people, and you grow relationships, you grow inside jokes, you grow, like, you have classes together, and you get closer with people, and it's just nice. Because everyone comes from different walks of life and financial status, and everyone is, I mean, I don't know how many schools are, but my school isn't very diverse, which I'm not a big fan of, but I think that people with a diverse school are able to experience more than I would be able to, but just things like that.
That is so, I love the way you worded that, especially like everybody's growing and changing. Oh, that is so cool.
And some people change for the bad.
Yeah.
Some people obviously with time can get full of themselves, which you can't control. It's hard to let people go sometimes that you thought you would be with for a very long time, but things happen. That's
totally fine. Like, just pray for them, and obviously let's hope that they change for the good again, because we all go through things like that. We all
make mistakes.
Yeah, we all have big heads once in a while. We all think
we all do.
It's crazy, like.
Even though you might think you haven't, everyone has.
Yeah, we've all been overconfident about things, and then it like comes back to bite us in the butt. But yeah, I really like the way you worded that. What would you say is your like least favorite part of high school?
I think that people don't realize the impact they can have on people at this young of an age. Not everyone's mature enough to understand the consequences of their actions. I mean, some people start going down the wrong route of doing drugs so young, they don't realize how it's going to affect them first. That's just an example.
Yeah, I agree.
But I feel...
And they also think that it's, oh yeah, I'm going to quit later so I can start now. I can start doing these drugs and I can start vaping now. Because I'll just quit whenever I'm done with high school, so that whenever I become an adult, it'll be fine. That's not...
It's not the truth.
It's not how it works.
And, we don't have the place to judge anyone that's done things like that, but I definitely think... Well, even in other aspects like relationships, like, people don't realize the impact they have on people, and I'm not being biased here, but, like, there's, like, the stigma around boys and teenage boys out there very indecisive, but also the same for girls.
Yeah.
People, emotions, hormones change so fast that it can hurt people, and people don't realize that.
Yeah, I agree. And I feel like, I don't know, it's kind of crazy how relationships do impact our life. And then these certain people that we didn't know at first, and now we've grown to know them, and we've grown to, like, be so close to them. Now everything they do or say, just like, wow, you affect me in that way. And
yeah, it's just it's a cool thing at this age, because behind relationship there's no motive other than pure, I would hope, pure love. I mean, there's no job, there's no salary, there's no wealth, there's no expectations, there's no call. It's just based on a true connection. I would hope so.
Yeah.
Which is very unique, and you don't get to experience that any other time in your life except high school. There's no other motives behind being with someone except you want to be with that person, not for the apartment they have, or the big house they have, or the job they have.
Yeah, or anything that they do have. And I also feel like whenever you do grow up, there will be a time where you do meet a person like that, but then there are more motives behind it, So it's different.
It's a truest form of just attraction and connection. It's not anything behind it other than that person and their presence, which I think is something very special, even though there's a big stigma around teenagers and the hormones. They don't know what they're going into. Like, they're going to break up. But, I mean, it's something special. Yeah. You can't really replace it.
And you also have to let them go into it to experience, because we all want to protect each other, especially parents. Parents all want to protect us, and they want to guard us from the things that they were doing when they were our age, but they can't. Like, it's our job to go through life and experience those things. That way we can see life through our view, because you're never gonna teach anyone unless they've had the experience, because that's how they learned, you know?
I mean, we all have to go through things. Doesn't mean necessarily that parents are going to just let us suffer.
Yeah, and do anything, but
we all learn the hard way or the easy way, and it's usually the hard way.
Yeah, exactly. I agree 100%, because my parents are strict in a good way, not too strict. Good balance.
It takes a good balance.
Yeah.
Let the person grow, but still guide.
Okay. Yeah. So I've never been in a relationship, Alex. Everybody knows this. But you have. You've been in one relationship. So, okay, your relationship was like over a year, and it was really deep, and there was a connection. And, you know. So, how would you say a relationship benefited your life? And especially that relationship.
Well, I would say that, first of all, there's some days that we don't have our own motivation to get out of bed and do things for ourselves. But also when you have a true, deep connection with someone, they motivate you to be better. I think that there's this big stigma that if you're single, not in a relationship, that's a bad thing. But I don't think that's true. I think that even if you're not in a relationship, you can grow at your own pace. But I definitely always liked the idea that this person was next to me and helping me grow, and they were encouraging me, and they wanted what was best for me. And if I thought that something was right and they thought it wasn't good for me, they would tell me. And it's because they wanted what was best for me.
Yeah.
And it's not always pretty. Like, relationships are not always perfect.
I agree.
There's gonna be some times where you don't know if you can do it anymore. But that's when you have to choose if you want to be with that person, or you're gonna let what's been going on change the relationship.
Exactly. And it's so important to have that experience, especially during like the teenage stage. And a lot of people have taught me that, and I guess I never really understood why, but it's because I haven't been in a relationship. And the only reason why I've never, like, I wanted to, but I just didn't want to at the same time, because I was so afraid, you know. Vulnerability is scary, and sometimes people will leave, and then it's like, what did I do that for? For you to break my heart, you know? And also just like guys these age, and guys our age, they're very messy. That's the good way to put it. They're indecisive, and they don't know what they want, and so they'll just play you and then leave. And so I guess I'm just waiting for like a really good guy who knows what he wants, who knows his goals in life, and knows what he wants, and is very decisive for himself and takes care of himself, you know?
Well, the bottom line is, for me, something that I had to learn the hard way was that you really can't love someone until you love yourself. And I think it sounds it's very cliche, but in reality, if you don't have enough self-worth in yourself and you're not able to sort things out for yourself, whether it be mental health or just health in general, it's going to come back into the relationship, and you'll find yourself overbearing the other person, which isn't necessarily true. I mean, they're there to talk to you and help you through hard things, but you'll also put your identity into this person that you shared things with, and without truly knowing who you are and what you want and your self-worth, it's going to be hard to have a healthy and non-toxic relationship, because things can go far really fast.
Exactly. Okay, so what happens when, okay, here's my thing. Here's always the thing that has like made the decision, like if I wanted to date this person or not. It's always been like, what if they break up with me, you know? I've never been through a breakup, but I have lost some people that, you know, I have loved. But it's just like, what do I do, and why? Like, I don't want to feel that way. Nobody wants to feel that way, but some people do get into a breakup. Like, what do you think is like the best advice for going through a breakup?
Well, going through it right now, I would say the number one thing that people tend to do is they blame their self on why did this person leave me? Why didn't this person stick around? But in reality, it has nothing to do with you and everything with them. You are not too much for the person. And I feel like whenever people get broken up with, they tend to think, wow, was I too much for this person? Well, I could have done this and this and X, Y, and Z different, and they would have stayed. But in reality, nothing would be too much for the right person. And if they leave under the right circumstances, and obviously if they were horrible to you and they did not respect you and didn't see your self-worth, then that's not a relationship you need to be in. But if there's a true connection with someone and things happen in relationships, like attraction will fade at some point in every single relationship. Both of our parents could probably agree. At some point there was the time where they're thinking, I don't know if I can do this anymore. But the hard thing to accept is that some people don't want to fight for you.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You have to be willing to fight regardless, because you made a commitment from the start.
Mm-hmm. And I think that some people get scared of the fighting for that person, even though when things get messy and things get tough, they just walk out. Yeah. And it's really sad because you've built this relationship with someone and you just give up on them. So
yeah, and you can't give up that easily on somebody.
No.
And I understand, we're teenagers.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
things happen,
and it's hard, but I don't think
it is hard.
Yeah.
I think one thing I've learned is to be a lot more self-dependent and not dependent on another person to help me through my own problems. And also another thing I've learned is that it's important just to enjoy what you have in the moment and not be so worried about what could happen. Because anything can happen to anyone. Even if you're married, you can get a divorce.
Even if you're married.
You can get a divorce. Even, anything can happen. So it's important just to appreciate and live it in the moment because you don't know what could happen. Not to say that you're gonna break up with this person, but no, I mean anything can happen to anyone.
I agree, and I will second that. Live in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember my first podcast I ever did. That was one of my key things. Is living in the moment. What if tomorrow you die? Like I told Alex this today. I was like, YOLO, you only live once. Even though that's not a true thing. Don't base all your decisions off of that. But be grateful that you woke up this morning. Be so grateful that you're alive. Be excited. Learn to love life for what it is. Because once you're grateful, it'll change the whole aspect and the whole dynamic of your life, which I completely love. And I think I've lost that in the last couple of weeks, honestly, and that's why I haven't been posting, because I'm not inspirational. But sometimes you just need great friends like Alex to lift you up and honestly to make you feel inspired again. And I really love this conversation we're having, and that is something that I feel like that's an advice everybody could use, because we all get caught up in our mess and our drama and our work life and in our lives in general, and we think, I have to do this again. But there are people around the world that wish they could live your life.
I also think on top of that is, if you become so self-dependent on someone and you don't have them anymore, then your whole world seems to fall apart, and then the other aspects that are good in your life don't seem so good. And I think it's important to know that you'll know if it's the right person. You'll feel it deep down if you knew it was the right person. And some people come back, some people don't. But it's also learning to come and have peace with yourself. And know that's what's meant to happen will happen, and what's meant to find you will find you. And not stressing about the future.
Yeah, I agree. On the whole, having peace with yourself first. You can't jump into anything if you aren't ready. It is so important to have peace with yourself and to know yourself so well before you jump into a relationship, because once you jump into a relationship, it's like you're compromising yourself in a way. You are not, it's not you anymore, it's you and that other person.
You're in high school, what do you know about relationships?
That's exactly what we're doing. We're sharing what we know. Having peace with yourself is so important.
Yes.
Because it's not just you and that other, it's not you anymore. It's you and the other person, and you're committed to doing and being with this person for, a long time. It's not like a marriage where you have to like be with them for the rest of your life, but it's like a partnership you're signing yourself into, and you can't just give up whenever it gets hard.
Obviously, if they're abusing you and
things like that. Whoa. You can give up whenever it gets hard like that.
But if you really feel like you're a true connection with someone and you think it's worth fighting for, then you can fight for it. But also, if the other person isn't willing to fight, then that's something to keep in mind.
And a relationship can never be one-sided, ever.
It's a two-way thing.
Unless it's unrequited love, but we're not going to talk about that.
Because it sucks.
Wait, is that what it's called? Unrequited?
Like when it's not.
Yeah, the song by Frank Ocean. Yeah, but yeah, that never works out, trust me.
No, you're just hurting yourself, holding on to something that's not there.
Exactly.
So it's better to be happy with yourself.
And be happy with who you are in Christ.
That's
another one. We haven't brought that up yet. Like, knowing who you are through God. And yeah, sometimes it's hard, especially being teenagers. We're so caught up in our life and everything else that we're doing. We forget about him sometimes.
I think, yeah, I agree. Like, little material things matter so much in high school. But in retrospect, when you graduate, nothing like that matters. Just your character and your work ethic and your morals. And your determination is what like forms you as a person, and not what clothes you wear and what backpack you have and what phone you have and
the material thing.
If you can drink or you smoke or you like things like that don't matter.
Yeah, and you just have to have a good heart, and that's something I absolutely love. I just wish more people were like that, you know.
You don't see many genuine people these days.
Yeah, genuine-hearted people. Come on, guys, be a genuine person today. This is a commercial now. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so I have some questions for you, Alex. Okay. What is a goal in the future that you're most excited to look forward to?
I would definitely say when I stop worrying about the future and just learn to appreciate the moment that I have. Because that's something that I just struggle with.
That's good. I like that. And you'll get there one day.
I will. It takes time.
It does.
And it takes a lot of hard work. But
oh, okay, wait. So I have something to share with you guys. So it was actually, I saw it on TikTok. Okay, ready? It says, as soon as you embrace the duality of life, you will set yourself free. We are meant to experience the full spectrum of emotions in this human experience. The periods of isolation and heavy shadow work are not bad. They're all like neutral experiences, basically. Like all of these, the good and the bad, they're good. Anyways. The moments when you feel your best and want to go make memories with friends will not last forever. Be present in all of it. Disattach your identity from what you feel in a given moment and ride the flow of it all. So basically what that means is like be present in every single emotion you have and every single moment in your life. Because if you're too busy worrying and being sad in the bad, well, basically it means like feel your emotions, like be sad, be mad, be angry, feel every emotion. Because when you get deep and when you get vulnerable, it just allows you to know yourself better and know life better as it is. What do you think?
I think if you react to everything in life as a neutral emotion, then you save yourself a lot of wasted time worrying or stressing or feeling put down about things that happen in your life. If you react to everything as a neutral, then there's nothing really that can really set you back.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, here's an off-topic question that I really want to ask you. What places do you want to travel to most?
Definitely Africa. I'm going to Europe next summer with my family. I'm very excited we're going across Europe. But I would definitely... Europe, I wouldn't say it's privileged. Obviously, we're very privileged here in the U.S., but I want to experience a country where I come back and I want to be challenged to do something and cause a change. Like, I want to come back and I want to learn to appreciate the littlest things. Like, even having a bed or a house with water or even a roof over my head. I think some people really need to experience that and learn that we need to appreciate everything we have and try to help.
I agree. Yeah. Today, me and my it ties into what you were saying. Today, me and my father, like, we went out to we went to a Greek restaurant here in like the town next doors, and we met this really nice man, and he cooks all these Mediterranean foods and stuff, and he's always like, I had to change my. He told us, he met us. And he said, yeah, I had to change my menu 6 different times because there were so many people not buying these certain things because they couldn't appreciate the difference in flavors. And I was like, oh, wow, that sucks. And he's like, yeah, people leave bad reviews all the time because they can't appreciate how I cook. And, he's Lebanese, so he came from Lebanon, and it's a poor country. I think it's located by Turkey, but he was just saying, so many people are very small-minded, and they don't want to grow, and they don't want to change. And I feel like it's so important to travel, and that's why I want to travel so bad. And I think it's important to travel because when you travel, you're opening up to new experiences, and you're seeing life in a different way no matter where you go. If you go to Europe or Africa, everything is different. Every economy is different, lifestyle and just how they operate, it's all going to be different. And it's so important to see that because here in America, we have this idealistic, I guess, way of life, and we think everybody lives like that, and that's not how it is. And
not the reality.
Yeah. Do you have anything to say?
I would definitely say that if you don't travel, like you said, you will never gain the full picture of what life is across an ocean from you. You will never understand what people have to go through on a daily basis to even get food. You can walk down the street and you can go to a Walmart, but there are some people that have to walk miles and miles with a bucket on their head to even get clean water. And I think that if people would open their eyes and realize that there's so many more things to worry about than the stupidest little material things, then our world would be in a very different place than what it is right now.
Yeah, I agree. Oh my God. This was such a good conversation, Alex. How do you feel?
I feel great.
Good. Great. So I think we're done here, guys. Thank you so much for tuning into our little tiny session today. And I think we just covered some topics that we were feeling very that were on our heart. The topics that were on our heart. And I am so glad you were listening. And I think Alex was glad too.
Yes.
She so was. Yeah. Oh my God. And she's my first guest. Give her a round of applause, guys. Yes. I am so excited for this show. It's so fun. I literally love to talk about things. And well, I'm going to let you guys go. Have a great day or night or morning, wherever you are. And I hope that you are living life to the fullest. And I hope you're grateful for everything you have. Peace out. Bye. Love you. And leave a review and make sure it's good. No, I'm kidding. Maybe leave a good review if you want to. It doesn't have to be good, but just let me know how I'm doing on this podcast. Let me know what you want to hear, please, because I need more topics to talk about. I love you. Bye.